Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. Today we are unpacking a massive, two-pronged announcement from MekkaLabs, and honestly, it completely redefines their entire trajectory. We're looking at a project that's attempting to build a highly ambitious bridge between two wildly different worlds. On one side, you have mainstream multimedia IP, and on the other, raw industrial hardware mining. It's incredibly rare to see an ecosystem tackle both pop culture and heavy compute power at the exact same time. So we're going to break down exactly how they plan to pull this whole thing off based on their latest roadmap update. Okay, let's dive into this. The new MekkaLabs identity has officially dropped, and wow, it is looking sharp. It's the sleek, metallic blue redesign that the team has been secretly building behind the scenes over the past few weeks. Notice the sharp industrial angles forming the M? It feels super premium, it feels futuristic, and more importantly, it signals a major shift in how the project is presenting itself to the world. It's a very deliberate step away from your standard niche Web3 aesthetic, and a clear, calculated move toward a much more polished, professional brand identity, the kind of brand that can sit comfortably right next to global tech and entertainment companies. Section 1. The MekkaLabs Rebrand. Taking the dynasty mainstream. So this visual overhaul we just looked at, it isn't just a fresh coat of paint to make things look nice on a timeline. It actually represents the very first phase of a massive evolution. As the team states directly here, their core vision is to bring Mekka Dynasty into the mainstream through a wide range of multimedia experiences. Now, if you follow the Web3 space, you know that escaping the crypto-native bubble is notoriously difficult. A lot of projects just get trapped in their own echo chambers. But this new artwork is their foundational step toward bridging that exact gap. It's designed to be universally recognizable and appealing, perfectly setting the stage to capture attention well outside of their existing circles and put it right into the hands of the everyday consumer. Moving right along to Section 2, expanding the Mekka universe, the creative pillar. So how do they plan to actually execute this massive mainstream push? Well, the cornerstone of this new strategy is highly character-driven. The legendary Mekkas are now taking center stage. Moving forward, all brand communication is going to revolve directly around these high-tier characters. They're essentially being positioned as digital influencers, which, let's be honest, is a full-time job in itself, without even factoring in the blockchain side of things. MekkaLabs is giving their universe recognizable faces and distinct personalities. And this is a classic, highly effective playbook. Think about literally any major global franchise. They all rely on central characters that audiences can connect with on an emotional level. And what exactly will these characters be doing? They are going to be the beating heart of a massive new ecosystem. The roadmap details that this expansion includes exclusive merchandise, dynamic animations, and entirely new ways to interact with the IP. As the team boldly put it, you should expect to see Mekkas everywhere moving forward. They are detailing a full-fledged creative empire, bridging digital assets with real-world tangibility. Why does this matter so much? Because high-quality animations and physical merch that you can actually hold in your own two hands are the exact touchpoints that convert a passive scroller into a dedicated fan. Tangibility makes a digital project feel totally real to a mainstream audience. But what powers this expanding empire? It's absolutely the crucial question we have to ask. While the creative side is expanding rapidly with merch and animations to capture that mainstream attention, we gotta look under the hood at the engine running beneath the surface. It takes serious, heavy-duty infrastructure to support this kind of long-term vision. So let's pivot from the artistic expansion into the grounded, technical backbone of the project. Section 3. Future-proofing the mining. The technical pillar. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how methodically they are planning for long-term sustainability. Because while the intellectual property expands outward, the team is quietly upgrading their hardware beneath the surface. In the world of industrial mining, if you don't control your power costs, your operational efficiency literally doesn't matter. They've outlined specific, non-negotiable priorities to ensure this engine keeps running smoothly. First, maximizing their operational output so every single machine is doing its absolute best work. Second, tightly managing those power costs to keep long-term overhead incredibly low. And third, optimizing future hash rate by positioning themselves to deploy the right machines at exactly the right time. These aren't just empty buzzwords. These are the precise strategic metrics that make or break a mining operation's viability over the long haul. Section 4, Purpose and Holders First, the guiding philosophy. So what ultimately unites the creative, colorful world of IP and the cold, hard industrial reality of server racks and mining? Well, the announcement included this really powerful manifesto-like statement. Everything we build is guided by God and driven by purpose. They strongly emphasize that they are committed to always giving their absolute best in everything they do. It really reveals that their drive isn't just operational, it's deeply personal and mission-oriented. And frankly, that is a rare anchor to find in the often chaotic and fast-paced world of Web3. It establishes a really solid foundation of trust and long-term vision. And, that profound commitment extends directly back to their community. The team made it crystal clear in their announcement. Holders remain their absolute top priority. Even as they build out all these multimedia experiences aimed at massive global adoption, they want to strongly reassure their existing community that the foundational holders, the people who have supported the dynasty from day one, will always be at the forefront of their efforts. If you're part of that community, this roadmap is a direct signal that you aren't being left behind in the pursuit of a new, broader audience. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what MekkaLabs is striving for. It is a wildly unique balancing act. On one side, you have the effort of pushing vibrant, character-driven intellectual property to its absolute highest potential. On the other side, you have the intense challenge of managing the raw, industrial power of server racks and hash rates. It's a fully unified dual-model ecosystem where managing anime-style digital characters demands just as much attention and rigor as sweating over the power costs for hardware rigs. It's incredibly ambitious, and it's going to be a fascinating structure to watch unfold. Which leaves us with this final, big question to think about. How will this dual model of mainstream IP and hardware mining shape the future of Web3? It's a super complex approach, blending pop culture with hard compute power. As MekkaLabs puts their characters literally everywhere while upgrading their hash rate behind closed doors, they are charting a completely unique path in the space. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep an eye on this roadmap, stay curious, and I'll catch you next time.